Brian Fitzgerald, are you out there? Hey, look, Jesse's painted some of that wall. Jesse, you missed a spot. I see you've missed a spot there. All right, Brian Fitzgerald, I saw you come on. I'm going to look for you. Hold on, see if I can ask you to unmute. I'm going to
There we go. Sean, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Brian.
Hey, buddy. Hey.
Oh, man, I'm grateful you came on.
Yeah, sorry I was running late. I never can get that mountain time frame right on my schedule for some reason.
And yet you're here, and you're definitely on time.
Oh, thank you.
I'll encourage you as a newer shredder, I'll encourage you to go back and listen to whatever you missed of Lisa, because she's been at it 9 months now.
Oh, right on. Right on.
Yeah, right on, brother. Hey, I got to ask you a few questions, by way of introduction.
Fire away.
So, Brian Fitzgerald, where are you calling from?
Castle Rock, Colorado.
Castle Rock, Colorado. Cool. Okay. And who shared ER Shred with you?
I've been in Isagenix a long time, but Kathy and Bill Helwig shared the ER Shred with me right about the first of the year, in between Christmas and New Year's, and I started reading through it, and it just reading through the documents really resonated with me. So then I got started on the program, and I've been just loving it.
Okay. What is thank you. We're going to get into that. What is your, by the way, shout out to Kathy and Bill Helwig, amazing people, close dear friends of mine. What is your passion in life, Brian?
Oh goodness. How much time we got? I absolutely love the outdoors. I am outdoors all the time, fly fishing, skiing. I'm an archer. I have 2 beautiful bird dogs, so I'm on the go all the time. So
you're an ER shredder.
Yeah, I'm outdoors all the time. I love hiking in the high country. There's nothing more spiritual to me than being up above 10, 12, 13,000 feet and just enjoying sunrises, sunsets. It's a great spot to hang out for sure.
That's so cool, man. Yeah, and we connected. You and I connected on the hunting and the outdoors. So that it's a special bond when you meet people like that. That's just kind of cut from the same cloth.
Well, you're never going to find a better protein on the planet, right? Than something wild.
That's absolutely true.
And when there is absolutely nothing more primal than to carry a hindquarter of an elk out for about 4 or 5 miles and then have a nice steak on an open fire. There's nothing like that in the whole free world. And nothing more grounding, quite frankly. I always tell people that it's I'm an archer, so I just statistically I only get an elk about every 4 to 6 years. So it's not, you don't get one all the time, but usually someone in our group does, and you're backpacking an elk out we've carried him out as far as 13 miles out in a backpack. So it's a lot of work, but there's nothing that takes you back through the centuries than to carry a 150-pound piece of meat out on your back to get it out of the woods. There's nothing more primal than that.
Yeah, totally. Love that. Love that. And we also need the fats. It's interesting because, if you just, guys, if you don't know if you know this, but if you just ate protein all the time, it can actually make you sick.
Right.
I watched a show. There was this guy, he was a survivor, and, he did hunt and kill an animal. And so it was like, woohoo, we got the meat. He put all the meat in bags and hung it up in trees. Well, in the night, wild animals came and ate. They went for the fat first. They took all the fat. So he was left with only muscle meats, and he was trying to survive on the muscle meats, but eating muscle meats alone without the fats actually made him sick. And he couldn't continue on in the survivor show because you got to have, a balance of the two. All right, Brian, here we go. ER Shred, you get involved. And what is your ER Shred story? What unfolded for you?
Oh my goodness. Well, like I said, I have been with Isagenix for 13 years. March the 10th was my 13-year anniversary. So I've loved the products for a long time. I've had them in my body a long time. It's really been a constant for me. But the previous 2 years, with just all the BS going on around COVID, I tell people I gained my COVID-19 right around the belly.
Right.
19 pounds worth. Not thankfully I really do attribute Isagenix to, for me and my family, never getting any of the COVID sickness, but so I think it really helps bolster your immune system. I don't know that, obviously I'm not a doctor, but I don't know
Sure.
that for a fact. But we, none of us were sick at all in our household. But being at home, man, eating poorly, I have affinity for guacamole and chips, so that
Yep.
thankfully there is something healthy in that guacamole, but not the chips part.
It's true.
So really got out of shape. I really noticed it, quite frankly, last year on a backpacking elk hunting trip. Really started to have uh, poor performance, which I've been an athlete my entire life, and I never really experienced poor physical performance before. And it was quite challenging, quite interesting. No sleep for 7 or 8 days, having altitude sicknesses, those kinds of things. And I was, virtually 20 pounds overweight. And so that was really one of the driving factors for me to really find something a little different to get my body moving again. And the ER Shred program just fit my personality really well. And
Yeah. How
so
long ago did you start it?
I started January 13th, I think, and I'm down. My lowest drop was 18, or basically cumulative 18 pounds. I'm back up a couple pounds. That
Uh-huh.
first steak and shake puts a little weight back on you, but I
Uh-huh.
just feel great. Lot more energy. Really the biggest benefit that I have to tell you that has helped me a lot is I used to eat Advil like they were going out of
Oh,
style. I
that's
had
not that's not the
horrible
best thing for you.
inflammation. The last year and a half, I spent 10 months, 3 days a week at a chiropractor trying to adjust from my inflammation adjust my back when it was really inflammation in my system.
Right.
And I so rarely take an Advil now at all. It's really, I'm really thankful for that. I think that's really changed my health the most, is being able to get some actual rest at night and then not having that constant pain. I mean, I literally was 3 days a week in a chiropractor for 10 months and was not getting any better.
What's changed around that as far as the chiropractor? Do you not need to go as much now?
I'm not having to go at all. Just
Really?
I just I getting the white flour and the sugar out of my system just has dropped my inflammation immensely. Now, if I'm in a day and I don't get enough water, I can get a headache coming on, but I
Mhm.
really can eliminate that with more water and some electrolytes, uh, with our replenish product. So,
Hydrate,
um,
right.
yep. So that's really helped me a ton for sure.
Do you know how many inches you lost in your waist alone? Your picture is quite substantial from the look of it.
I do not really know, but I
I mean,
definitely
can I
went from,
just, is it okay if I show everybody this?
yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, check this out, you guys. Watch.
I know I went from a
So,
36 pant to a 34.
yeah, in what amount of time did this happen?
That was just the first shred. So from the 13th to the 24th, something like that.
This was just the 11-day ER shred right there.
First one, yeah.
Wow.
And
Okay.
then
And so,
on this last one, so I would have done one in February and one in March. So basically one a month. I hit 172 on this last one, and now, like I said, I'm hanging out at about 174, 175. But
yeah.
I feel great. I really like the way it looks, and what's really been beneficial is just getting more physical activity, more weightlifting. We're finally getting rid of some of our snow here in Colorado, so getting outside more and more. So really looking forward to the summertime for sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you'd had an opportunity to get out on the mountain and test out those new wheels.
We have a really cool deal here in Castle Rock. We have a 200 step incline as one of our parks, and so we've hit that about 5 times already. That's and then in the summertime, what I love about that thing is I can throw my whole backpack on and just go early in the morning, and carry 50, 60 pounds up that thing and really get my legs into shape. So really, like I said, we've hit it 5 times since probably the 1st of March. And
Yeah.
that's just feeling really much better.
Let me read this. I think this will resonate with you. This is Ruby Lamoureux, one of our Hearts of ER Shred. She said, "We are convinced that the aches, pains, weight gain, and low energy is aging,
Mm,
that it's aging, and we need to get used to it." She says, "It's such a lie."
amen to that. Hey, don't let the no hair fool you. I'm only 30 on the inside.
Man, I love it. So any other non-scale victories? Did you notice the brain clarity?
Yeah, quite a bit. And that's been a bonus for Isagenix for a long, long time. Clear back in 2000, I had a really wicked car accident and had a closed head injury. And so I think that's really been supporting me for a long time, the good nutrition. But yeah, I think between dropping the sugar and the white flour, got that stuff out of my system. So inflammation was not as big a problem. And with that, I think came more clarity, more, more stick to itiveness on each project. Just like any man. I mean, I'm like the squirrel and off you go onto the next project. But it gave me more clarity. I've been a works loan officer for over 30 years. So being able to sit there and get through an entire loan file without jumping up and fixing something else really, really was helpful for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about your ER Shred journey? Whatever that might be. Is there anything else that you don't want to leave out?
One of my favorite pieces to this that I'm really looking forward to revamping, Sean, and I really haven't kicked into that much, is when I got started with Isagenix, I thought I was going to be your parents, just blaze through and crush a Isagenix business. I had a really, really great first leg partner, a guy from Australia that just was a dynamic personality. And in 2 years, we enrolled like 800 people, and we just were crushing it. And we never put the community around it. And this group has given me that insight to go, okay, I think I have the energy to go rebuild that again, because I can see now how the community aspect, the supporting one another, to watch all the different feeds for people back and forth when someone has a question or a problem or just needs some support, just pure support. Man, people just come knocking at your door to lift you up off the canvas. And I realize like I just used such a business aspect to building it the first time, and it crashed like a 747 in the Hudson. It was terrible. And it really tainted me, quite frankly. I have stayed consistent in it the whole time for myself. I've never missed an auto ship, nothing in 13 years. But I put the business down probably 3 or 4 years after I started, because I was just like, this, I have not been a failure at anything in my life. I've been very blessed to be successful at pretty much everything I do. And I was pissed off, quite frankly. And watching how this culture comes together is making me want to come back around to see if I can build it as a business. It'd be really, really nice additive to my retirement income. So I'm really, really looking forward to that part of it.
I hope so. I hope so, because this is, for us, it's about reaching more people. For us, it's about, the lives blessed, and it's about the lifestyle, and the community and the culture is all part of it. And so everything that you're pointing out is everything that I was missing as well, and everything that needed to be. So therefore, I hope you'll come and toss those logs on the fire, because we're not competitive in ER Shred. It's a very cooperative, collaborative community. We all want the best for each other. It's not about who gets ahead and who makes more money and who advances in any kind of rank or anything of the sort. And that's really the parts, the icky parts of the industry that didn't appeal to me. And that's why shred is it's just kind of custom tailored to our culture.
Well, and one of the things that I am actually most excited about for that aspect is crushing the old food pyramid. That
Yeah.
you can just see that pyramid took it's so prevalent if you just look at it from a world scope, how completely decimated the American health system is based on that food culture, that design, versus the entire rest of the world. And everybody lines up to back the FDA and all that stuff, and it's just not even, when you really feel it and you're vibrantly living outside of that that culture, I can really personally feel how I can now go really make a difference, and not be so singly focused on just the products. Obviously, I feel the products are the best in the world, but that has to support your nutrition plan, not be your nutrition plan.
It's got to be a component. Thank you so much. That is important to point out. We've Shred has combined the modern with the ancient. That's Jesse James Jamnick's words. But it's not just the products. It's the community is part of it. The protocol is part of it. The dietary, elements are all part of it. And it's the empowerment piece is what's most meaningful to me. So thank you so much, Brian, man. You're awesome. I hope you'll keep showing up, because we want you here. We want you to go out and help another 800 people. No kidding. We want you to go do it. And this time, I think you're going to find that those people are going to be unbelievably grateful to you. And a lot more of those are it's going to stick. It's going to stick, and they're going to be empowered.
Well, and just the shift too, Sean, of not worrying about the business aspect of it. It's again, when all that was going on, when I really started, I owned a high-end mortgage company, 25 employees. I had a different money mindset to what I was doing, and you just shifting, like you said, just pure culturally to supporting people is going to be a big difference. I can just feel it. It's just getting up the energy and the nerve to go, I can go talk about that again. I don't have to be a closet Isagenix user.
I love it. I love it, man. Congratulations. You are officially an Shred warrior. You passed the rite of passage by coming on this call. Thank you so much. I know I said